Okay, this is part 2 of the Cribbage cross-check app program. And in this section, we're going to look at how to cross-check using the features of the app. So in part 1, we put in all the data, and I intentionally put in a couple errors in here so we can use this in part 2 to correct them. So this button down at the bottom down here, this is used for settings, but the color of it shows the cross-check status of the entire tournament. So since this is red, it's showing that somewhere in here that we have errors. So there's 2 headers here. This is the results. This is showing first place, second place, third place, etc. The seats, this is seat number 1, 2, 3. So if it's green, that means that card has been completely cross-checked. And then 6 and 7 both have errors. So what probably happened in here is that these were entered incorrectly. So I'm going to click on seat number 7. We're showing on game number 9 there is a problem, and that was against opponent number 6. So if we go click on this button, it takes us to seat number 6. And there's an error on game number 9. Now I know in reality was that this really should have been 27, but I typed this in as 26. So if I type this in as 27 and say okay, that's green, and this is green. Now for each of the cards, the number at the top, the color of it is going to indicate the cross-check of that card. So like if you have a 9-game card, it's pretty easy because you can see everything. But if you have 22 game on a card, you have to scroll down. So you would have to scroll all the way down, so you can't necessarily see all the games of one card. So this is kind of handy up here. You can just kind of scroll through and see, okay, that one is green, that's okay. That's green, that's okay. That's green, that's okay. And that's green, that's okay right there. And if you go to the beginning, the main view here, it's going to show all of these are green. And then the status is showing green, so that means the entire tournament is green also. And that means everything's been cross-checked. Okay, I want to change this a little bit. So instead of making that 27, I'm going to make this 28. Now it's going to turn yellow. Now the reason why that's yellow, this is called a judge's okayed error, or a judge's error, where the judges have looked at the results and said, okay, this is really not correct, but the people have signed off on it, and it's detrimental to both people. So if the scorecard really is showing 28 here for seat number 7 and 27 for seat number 6, both myself and Mike have signed off on this, but instead of him, we don't know, did he really win by 27 or did he really win by 28? Well, I'm showing a loss by 28, so that's detrimental. He's showing that's 27, so that's detrimental as opposed to 28. So this error is okay to leave on there because it's bad for both of us. So his card is showing yellow, which is up here. That's his cross-check of his card. Cross-check of my card is also yellow. And if you go back to the tournament, now the tournament has changed from green to yellow here. I'm just going to correct this error. I'm just showing that. And then done. So now everything is green. So now if you go to every card, it's going to show that as green at the top. And then all these games are going to be green. And the entire tournament's going to be green. Like that. Now this settings button, that can also be used for the high skunk. So if you click this, it's going to show for these 7 people, Ra's got the biggest skunk at 71. That can be used to give we give a little prize, a couple points or bucks or whatever for the biggest skunk for each week. Another thing that we might do, some of the bigger tournaments, is we have a 3-game wrap. So let me show how a 3-game wrap works. So for Linda's, what I do is I look at game 1, 2, 3. So for these 3 games, she has a total of 7 points. And then she's got 59, 77. So she won by 77. So she has a 777 right there over 3 games. That's her best wrap. She could, since it's called wrap because it can be 9, 1, and 2, but that's not as big as 1, 2, and 3. So if you go back here, select a wrap, you can see Linda had a 7, 3, plus 77. She had the best 3-game wrap of everybody. So she gets a special prize for that one in our club also, since she had the biggest wrap. You can also do a 4-game wrap. And see, she had the best 4-game wrap because she won game number 9. Because she won 1, 2, 3, and 4. But was even better was 9, 1, 2, and 3. That was, she won 4 games, so she gets 9 points. But she gets plus 90 because game 9 was better than game 4. It wraps around. So just little fun stuff. It's helpful on that. And then you can see that this was a very close tournament. And on this week, no one actually scored 12 points. So no one actually got club points, but Linda won. Roz was second. Then I put a little icon over here. And in the next one, we're going to look at how to add a picture. And we can also show how to lock the tournament. Then how to change some of the data also. So we'll kind of be getting more into the nitpicky stuff, but this is basically how you use the cross-checking features.